I think you should hear this.
Welcome to I Think You Should Hear This, a podcast exploring people's journeys of adversity, growth, and self-discovery. Today I have with me Dennis Gray. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. We met 2 years ago now at Esoteric. Remember, I was watching Sam Berry's workshop, met you there, and then ended up going to your one, which was, I got the second half of it, but there's obviously very powerful. The real afterward speaks for itself. And then you also came and ran a workshop for us at Men Over Matter, which was epic. Really exciting. I'd love for you to speak to the people about some of the things you do. You do a lot. So if you want to let them know.
Kia ora. First of all, thanks for having me, brother.
Anytime.
Nice to be in the space. What do I do? Well, I have fun, mainly. Like, to be honest, fun, and if anything, I'm just a messenger. The words and the certificates and stuff feel, I don't know, not superficial, but I'm going to name them just for the sake of it.
Yeah, make it digestible. Yeah.
I've been in this space for a while. I do many things. My core is like, before the wellness space, I flair bartend, so spinning bottles, making cocktails. I've been doing that for 16 years. Representing Australia Worlds for the last 4 years, and currently the president of the Bartending Guild for that. So you'll notice that as I talk about these things, you'll notice how they all sort of are going to start coming together for what's the next step. So there's the bartending aspect. The last 5 years I worked with kids. I've got a big family, man, 30 nieces and nephews. Wild. I've always loved kids, growing up around kids. So I work with kids, at-risk youth, for the last 5 years, and I work with kids with disabilities and stuff. Teach yoga, do stuff in the wellness space, past and afterlife regression therapy. Just trying to think, trying not to miss anything. I don't know, man. There's stuff. I just finished a kid's book.
Writing one?
Writing and illustrating. So I studied animation when I left school. I draw. And I don't know if anything else comes up, bro. I wouldn't say this is a thing that I do. I mean, most of these things that this person does, I'm just a messenger, bro. Like, even say I do anything is weird for me. But I have fun.
Yeah.
And I feel blessed and grateful for tapping. Ultimately, I try to just get in alignment with myself and watch the show.
Yeah.
Just be like, whoa. But yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah.
Yeah, sweet. There's obviously lots of things in different areas, and some I know about more than others or have experienced. I'm interested in the working with kids stuff. And for those who have watched other podcasts before, a lot of the guests have experiences that led them on their path that happened in their childhood. Is there anything that significant things that happened to you as a kid that make you want to help kids now, or where's the journey start for you?
Well, I think like for myself and what I've noticed in the healing space is that most people become healers to heal themselves, whether they know it or not. It's just a natural byproduct of, when you're helping yourself. And that came kind of relevant to me. I realized this about 3 years ago. I remember I was playing soccer with these kids, and I was out there and I was like, man, this is for me. I'm like, this is because of what happened at school for me. I'm coming back. I'm hearing myself. I'm like crazy. I didn't even realize it. So for me, I guess that whole working with kids is kind of like, unknowingly, it was healing myself. But growing up, and maybe this is it, growing up, I never was really involved too much into like kids sports at all, because I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. So it was completely separate. We had a separate life. Wasn't really encouraged to associate outside of the religion. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a part to play in regards to working with kids. But I just like being around kids anyway. I've always like, if I'm going to give my energy to anyone, I'd rather it be to kids. just playing games, bro. It's fun as.
Yeah.
Like, like you get paid for this? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like most of us as adults, and in the healing space, like you said, we're healing our own inner child. I think a lot of people are conditioned by things that we're taught to be like as adults, but we just wish we could be kids. Like when people get drunk, they act like kids. If you could get paid to hang out and be a kid, sounds like a pretty good lifestyle.
Like, I get so deep in regards to children and the innocence and the power, because I feel like we're on this journey back into ourselves, and we started when we were children. They work in this thing. It's this thing came up in a conversation that I did with my sister, who's like, for me, she is someone I look up to. And we came to the conclusion that with a positive and a negative force, which lies within us all, divine, masculine, feminine, this is where I call the twin flame journey. It's inside you, no one else. You don't seek this externally. But what happens when you bring these 2 points in, it creates a 0 point energy, which I call alignment. And this is what kids operate in. They operate in that, it's called scalar energy, but they operate in this 0 point innocence, which is pure, tapped in. And I think we're always trying to get back there because that's where we kind of come from. So
yeah, I think the rest of it is just conditioning. Like you said, kids are pure. And then when people say, oh, they're a bad kid, or something's probably happened to them to make them, well, definitely. I don't think anyone's born evil. It's always conditioning. It's all these behaviors are learned. And I was having like a shower thought the other day. It's like something along the lines of, it's for yourself, the healing. And I always think about now the things I'm doing, chasing goals, trying to better myself, business, whatever, is because I want to set myself up so I can be a good dad and provide and have, be the father I never had and, be a good dad for kids. I'm like, oh, you mean I'm just trying to heal my inner child? I was like, oh, fuck, I'm trying to just be the person that I, wanted to be for younger me, not for some other kid that, obviously want to be a dad one day. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I was just healing the kid, not preparing for one.
They say that the person you became now is the person that would have made the younger version of you feel safe. And like, when I heard that, I was like, you're crying. I was like, whoa, that's exactly what I've become.
Yeah.
I became someone that I would feel safe, that I would have fun with, someone that I wish, could have been looking after me.
Yeah.
When I was growing up.
Yeah.
So wild.
Wild. What is it about your sister that makes her someone to look up to?
Pure life experience. The amount of adversity she's been through, to witness it, has been, I've never known someone to experience what she's experienced and still be the person she is and still do what she does. And yeah, it's just insane. I mean, I've got 5 brothers and sisters, and she pretty much raised us all.
Yeah.
And she's only 4 years older than me. So
yeah, she
did that. And then on top of that, she had 7 kids. And yeah, and she went through like the most wildest things that you think of. I won't get into it, but it's like extreme, and still came out, still looking after everyone, still helping everyone. And her healing journey has been for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And just to be around that, it's just been crazy. And to understand it more now, being on my journey, and to like see what she's doing and be able to comprehend it, I'm just like, wow, not even what she's learnt, but what she's been through. Because for me, like, we're in the school, like the universe is teaching us. No certificate, no Reiki certificate, no yoga. That's all cool. But like, you get your real lessons from life.
Yeah.
And that's like, so for me, she's someone I've never seen like so powerful in that regard, to walk out and still be so soft-spoken and yeah, just so present, so powerful.
Yeah, like kind of what I was mentioning before we started recording is so easily can people fall into a life of victimhood based off their experience, but to choose to make better of it and then, do what she's done, help raise 4 of you, 5 of you, and then 7 kids. Could have easily been the other way and be a victim and chosen a different life. So what do you think it is about people, or what's inside people that makes them make that choice instead of the choice of victimhood?
I think I think ultimately things stem from a younger age, like as they do. But I think the real thing to look at would be like, how do we reframe this for the future generations to not have that mentality and to see adversity as something, like it's a gift. I think that's the real thing that like I would teach my child if something was wrong, like anything, like you say, where they could play the victim would be a gift. It would be a special gift and something that they would want to look at instead of like not being accountable. But most of from what I've seen and experienced just comes from learning it from other people, usually those around you and closest to you that you look up to.
Yeah.
So I guess it's now our turn to be able to shift that perspective and give it a new light and make some of the stuff like shadow work. I mean, even now people look at shadow work, shadow, dark night of the soul, but really it should be like, whoa, shadow work, what a gift. Yo, I got to go through a dark night of the soul. How good, what a gift.
Yeah.
If you reframed it like that to someone who'd never done spirituality, they would forever think like that. It wouldn't be like, and then they'd start sharing victim stories, but they'd be like, wow, guess what, I shared this,
Yeah.
So I guess like with everything, it comes down to awareness and perspective.
Yeah, I think reframes are a very useful tool. And I always, now through doing my own learning, always try and reframe why it's happening for me instead of to me every time. So it's always how good an opportunity to build more resilience, how good an opportunity to learn how to fix something in my car when it goes wrong, how like learning how to change a tire because it's gone flat. If you never have it go flat, how are you going to learn how to pump up or change a tire? So it's an opportunity for growth, no matter what the circumstance, No,
just on that, how you said it happens to you, for you. There's one more step that when you add it, it kind of like gives it a full kind of circuit. It happens, what is it? To you, for you, from you. So from you is to know that's full accountability. That it's not, it's literally from you. You made this happen. So you're like, oh, cool. So what are we doing here? And that's when I started looking at things like this. I made a video on it the other day. I'm like, cool. It's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
And that is 100% agency, ownership, because if I wasn't driving like a dickhead, my car wouldn't be flat. So it is like from you, like my tire or whatever. And a lot of people go, oh, this happened because, and it's never them. And they're the ones who are the victims. They never take ownership. And you go, all right. And that's, if you can't explain why something happened and it's your fault, that's when you have faith. And you just go, well, obviously there's something in my car. It's my fault down the track. And then that's your obligation to find out why. Like what, because how many times does something shit happen to you and you can't explain it at the time, you look back and that's why that happened for me. Back in the day, I was definitely like that. I had no idea. Back in the day when this all, man, before I knew any of this, growing up with religion was like, the world's going to end before I even turned 17. That's what we got told. Bro, that's wild. And then like to leave home, I got kicked out when I was 17 for having a missus. Straight up. Straight up. And my mum was like, blah, blah. And I was like, yep, see ya. But then to go out in the real world and see how it started to work, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It was a big game changer. And that's when I guess I started to find myself, because being told who you are and what to do for your whole life and then being thrown out there, it's a good learning curve. Baptism of fire. Yeah. It was a wild, wild, wild ride from leaving home to being in Melbourne. Like absolutely wild. Where was home for you at the time? I grew up in Hawke's Bay, in Aotearoa, and I went to study, and I got diagnosed with fucking non-Hodgkin's lymphoma when I was 19. And this is back in the day where it was just like chemo or die. Yeah. And they were like 6 months. You've got 6 months. Yeah, right. So I didn't tell anybody.
it's like, why would I want to tell anybody? It's too much.
Mm.
And so I just like did my thing, and then eventually it came out. And that's actually when I first got my first taste of like holistic medicine, if you will. At the time, I had no idea what was going on. And now I know it's Reiki. But I used to just go see this chick at this house, lie down, pass out, wake up feeling like, whoa, like dazed. About 10 years later, I'm back into like, I'm fasting, I'm doing all the stuff. And I was at a yoga event and they're like, and we're going to do some Reiki. And I was like, I've heard that before. And I felt someone's hands over me, and like I joined those two experiences together. I went straight into it, man. Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki master. I mean, I was like far out, and it triggered something massive in me that also not accelerated, but guided me on this journey as well. So yeah, that was a big one. That even thinking about it now, to go through it at that age, back in a time where holistic medicine was like super woo-woo, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thing. It wasn't no woo.
Yeah.
It was just like, you're a witch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a journey.
How do you... So you left home.
Yeah.
Started doing all that. Telling Jehovah's Witness you're going to do Reiki and all that sort of stuff. Did you have much conversation with your mum about that? Or
So when I left home, like obviously after like going through the cancer and stuff, did a year and a half of like holistic living. Well, now I don't know. It's just like eating clean, no processed foods, and it literally went away by itself. Like I had a massive lump on my face. And it went away. So after that, my mum was like, you're alive. Our relationships and the dynamics changed, and everything was cool. I ended up coming out. I never moved back home after that, like in general. I've stayed away since then. So fast forward, I'm in Australia doing my thing. I'm an absolute weapon of a party animal, because I've been, I've lived this whole life not being able to leave the house, do anything. Finally,
yeah,
the wings get cut free. Then I get pulled back again because I get unwell. And then I get set loose again. I'm like, well, fuck it, I've almost died twice. See what else can kill me? And I went, had fun, man. Did a 2-week crash course in bartending and was like, whoa, you can get drunk and get paid for it. And then I learned how to flare, and I was like, something I could like express myself creatively. And I just pursued that. And it's been my main consistent thing that no matter what I've gone through, I've stuck to, is flaring. It's a creative outlet, and it's actually gotten me so much opportunity to travel the world throughout this whole time. And I can actually see why it happened and how it's now merging into what I'm about to do and what I'm currently doing.
Yeah. We'll touch on that soon, but where have you traveled with it? What opportunities has it brought for you?
Flair bartending. Oh, brother, I lived in Grand Cayman Islands in the Caribbean. Yep. Ended up being too hot there. Like they flew me out to do shows in Jamaica for like their prime minister or something. Just got really looked after, and just like, whoa, this is crazy. Went to Guatemala. This is 13 years ago to the day.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going back 13 years later this year. So Cuba, there, but like just in general, like I'll get flying out to like Fiji for a show.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's something that's so niche, and to be very good at it takes a long time, and it's something that not very many other people do, so it's hard to stay motivated. But when I was doing it, I like the creative side of things. So yeah, I mean, every year I've traveled around the world somewhere for Worlds. So every year is a world trip that is all paid for. So it's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Not a bad gig.
Yeah, man. And like, to be honest, it's doing something that I find super fun. Like absolute, for me, low key, I'm just like, this is a joke. But then I look back and I'm like, I put in like years and years. Like I did talent shows, man. I did New Zealand's Got Talent. I did Australia's Got Talent when I came over here.
Yeah, right.
And then I launched the business and went straight onto The Bachelor, and that blew up. And that's how I went like...
Oh, you went on The Bachelor as well?
I did a private show on an island for one of the dates, and that blew up. I never watched The Bachelor.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that just blew up.
Because it was on yeah.
Yeah, and then we launched... Flare Demons and with 2 other guys and doing Australia's Got Talent, and it just went really well. So just lucky, man. And I started that whole business with my GoPro, doing videos in an alleyway with graffiti.
Yeah.
That was my kind of thing. And just having fun, bro. And it just went, and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy as.
Yeah, no, yeah. And like you said, it's very niche. So to see all these opportunities come up from doing that is insane. Especially now, the lifestyle people would imagine that someone who does that would be polar opposite if they knew that things you did outside of it. So it is crazy that it is merging.
Oh, the emergence is wild, bro.
Yeah.
So I went to 2018. I wasn't drinking. I went to Worlds, and obviously it's my first world competition. 67 countries, full entourages with everyone, like full week of competing, and everyone was like, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi. And I was like, oh no, I don't drink.
Yeah.
And over the years, it progressed. That last year when I went, everyone knows what I do now, and everyone knows a whole bunch of them stopped drinking.
Mm.
A whole bunch of them stopped drinking, and a lot of them saw my fast when I fasted last year for 47 days before I went to Worlds, and they were all just fascinated.
Yeah.
And I actually ended up last year, before the journey I did for the doco started at Worlds, and I did a masterclass for non-alcoholic alternatives for drink on a world stage. And I told the guys that I'm doing it. I just got up. I got 3 of the judges to stand there where I talked about pretty much not the product I had. It was more about you have specific plants and herbs in your country that can do this. I'm not here to sell mine. I'm here to sell the idea that you can take this and there's other ways. And then I made them for the judges, and I didn't plan this. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just like, I'm just going to do it. And then I ended up doing breath work with the judges to show that, give them just box breathing, just to be calm if you ever need to chill on the bar, and for energy, some breath of fire. So they're all sitting there like this, and I'm like, what's going on? And these are like pros from back in the day that I looked up to. And obviously when they knew about the fast, they were all like, whoa, how's this possible? And now a lot of them are going through fasts and messaging me. And I know it's inevitable for health reasons that we are going towards low to no alcohol socialize. It's going to be a thing for socializing. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd love for you to touch on the event you ran at, was it Electric last year?
Correct. Yeah. We launched some products there to trial them to see how they went. They went really well. People thought that they were full of drugs and alcohol, and I'm like, no, man, these are natural herbs. What we did is we pulled back to make sure that it was all legit in case we wanted to import and export, because it's being it a new thing. No one's really done it, and there's a reason why, because there's so many grey areas.
Yeah, okay.
So we had to pull back and looking to go forward this coming summer with a bunch of wild things. I'll just say one of the things. So obviously everything's frequency, and you're able to reconstruct those with herbs, and especially if they're being systemized for the body. And one of the ones I created was aura. So it's like joy and magnetism and some really wild moods that you can not only have on their own, as opposed to blacking out, which is alcohol. You've got like 2 options, like losing boundaries and blacking out. One of them, usually one, or both. But these are like not only different moods that you can enjoy and play with, but then you start mixing the moods and it gets weird, but like a good weird. So yeah, I mean, I run them on festivals for myself.
Yeah.
I'll go to a festival, I don't drink. So for me, it's like, it's fun as, bro. Yeah. And you wake up, it's natty, you can drive on it. It's super safe.
Yeah.
And they're all herbs, so like synergistically, they're going to work with the body and each other. So it's a good thing.
I'd love for you to talk about, the elixirs and where that started for you. Like, how did you start to learn about it, would try it, get passionate about it, why you wanted why you know it's important to help people replace alcohol with something more safer and sustainable?
Because I was a massive alcoholic, bro.
Yeah.
Massive, not just for myself. Obviously through generations back to when they got introduced into our culture, but it's obviously come through really hard. My mother's father was a bartender, and I didn't even know this. I mean, like, it's not something you even listen to if you're a kid, but I found out that's what he did. And there's been a lot of alcohol issues just throughout the culture and our family, backdating through history. So for me, it was like, I just got to a point where the bartending I was doing really well, but I just felt like, oh man, I feel like shit. Like I feel like dirt, even though everything's going well, socials, I'm competing. I'm like, there's got to be more to it. And life happens, and one day a switch just flicked, and I was just on, man. I went literally into like fasting, eating one meal a day, no more just everything changed in one day. And that was the 11th of the 11th, 2017. Like it kicked off 13 years ago when I started fasting, but that date, I learned more in 4 months. Pretty much everything I know now or remember now was in that 4-month period. No sleep, no nothing. I remembered my other lives. I remembered making elixirs in Egypt. I remembered everything. I thought I was going fucking crazy, bro. Literally, until I actually met someone and I was like, should I tell her? You know, I was like, I'm going to tell her. And I told her everything. And she was like, and this is before like spirituality was a thing. She was like, she was already into it. Like her mum was into Reiki and stuff. And then she's like, oh, okay. Like she was all, and I was like, oh, cool. You know, she wasn't like, she actually had a past life regression session given to her for her birthday. Like 4 days later, I need to talk to you. She goes, how did you know? Everything you said was what came up in my session. She said, you're right. We were in Egypt, all this. And I went, well, that was lucky. I was like, I thought I was going crazy because I literally wasn't sleeping. I was like fasting out for days, and I was just like remembering all this stuff and like talking to stars. And like I remember being there and stuff. And then confirmation just got even deeper and deeper with that person and that experience. And it was literally one of the actual like big life lessons, the biggest life lesson that I've had thus far. So wild.
I think that's an important word as well. It's remembering, not learning. Yeah, because we all have it within. It's just whether or not there's stuff blocking that. Yeah,
I'm a big advocate for remembrance, and even when people talk about creating, everything's been created. Everything that exists has been created. Nothing's original. It's just there.
Yeah, because a thought doesn't just pop into your head, like it doesn't get created in your head. No. It's coming from somewhere. It's
correct. You will hit a right frequency to tune into that.
Yeah.
Which is why for me, and I teach this for when I coach, manifesting is all good. Like for me, everything's all good. You do what you do. But the way I teach is that manifesting is a limited system. It's your mind trying to comprehend what you think you want. Whereas when you align, it just happens and it becomes like divinely organized. It's a symphony that you could never have imagined. Like the trips and the journeys I go on, there's no way I could have fathomed what would have happened and what happens. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, epic. I want to talk about the SO workshop, and because there's multiple parts brought together, and then the workshop at Men Over Matter, creating I don't know what you call it, a structure like that, or a session like that. What motivates you to do it? Like, what's the process? Like, I don't know, just the whole thing. Yeah, what made you want to do SO? Like, run it. Have you done it outside of SO or?
Yeah. So I started holding space and doing all that. So really, I think it even goes to a core fundamental of why I started all this. I did all this work myself without sharing it. I was making elixirs. I was doing past life regression and all this stuff without anyone knowing. Like I kept it really low key. I didn't have socials. If anything, I took socials down. But it was actually 2018, something happened really hectic that made me want to share. I was at my best mate's funeral, bro, and we were all around the coffin, and because they hold the body for 3 days, culture, and his wife was like, oh, they were like, you're spiritual, like you're the spiritual guy. Do you want to say something? And I didn't know how to articulate what was in my mind. In my mind, I do all these things. I do ceremonies and all this. But to actually like facilitate in a way that was, in a way structured for people to comprehend energetically what was going on, I was like, fuck, I don't actually know how to do that. Fuck. And then on that same day, I didn't know my own haka because we grew up as Jehovah's Witness. So those two things, and my best mate, who was on my spiritual journey with me, it was me and him. From him passing triggered this massive thing for me to go back into my culture, to learn my haka and to learn to hold space and to be able to articulate what I was thinking and feeling and how to share it in a way that was digestible for anyone really. So that was my big core about why all the facilitating happens. How it happens when I do it is I just flow, bro. There's usually a set way I'll do things, like in regards to like respecting whoever's there, like an open and a close energetically to make sure the space is looked after. But for ceremonies and stuff, like the one at ESO, it's definitely more of it's just set in a way to like internally breach specific spots energetically, just a rise, blow out, a release, and then an integration. And I kind of just fall on whatever feels right at that time. Even with the breath work, I just feel like I have to, while there is a kind of a framework to it, I definitely have to feel into who's there, look into who's got injuries, look into who's energetically, who's done this before. Yeah. Can't go blowing people's nervous system on the first day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've got to keep it safe. So with all those factors, I'll just flow with that. But
yeah, I love that. I feel like definitely being to things like breathwork, communities, events, and it's very rigid. And so you do feel it's more transactional rather than an experience or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. I've run men over matter events, community events, and it's just like, we're just going to turn up and just be. And then whatever happens, it's just try to leave it as organic as possible. Rather than like, all right, at this time, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, nah, like we're not forcing people to show up in any way. You just like, as it happens, the point of it all is just to be there in the experience, not to achieve something, you know?
So it's funny you say that, because like with Kundalini, it's a very specific science as well. Yeah, so I'm just trying to blend that as well as like, because they have specific, and to like respect the practice as well. You know, there is specific times. Everything's very like based around times, and like it's a science. So like, yes, 3 minutes in this or 11 minutes for this. So trying to find that happy medium. If I don't, and I'm not going to stick to that, I make sure I say that this isn't traditional Kundalini. Because for me, I'm just like, it feels disrespectful.
Yeah.
And 100%, like, stuff like Kundalini is what I teach. But for me, that's like, I mean, we're all computer programs, really, with computers. But Kundalini itself is a technology, one instruction manual on how to use us. And it's not just something that was made. It's like every so often, hundreds of years, all these layers of yogas will put together like upgrades of a program that became this thing. I'm like, I really don't want to disrespect that.
Yeah.
It's pretty epic.
Do you want to talk about Kundalini, what that is? Because obviously people who are watching this maybe have no idea what any of the stuff we're talking about.
Yes, I do. If you're watching this and you've had a Kundalini awakening and the buzzword out there is Kundalini, this is for you, okay? Respectfully to the practice. Kundalini is an energy that's spoken about. It's popped up. It's a buzzword, man. Everyone's having Kundalini awakenings. Awakening is the Kundalini energy, first of all, it's this dormant, they say feminine, creative energy that sits within the base. Well, let's just call it the lower energy centers. When people have awakenings, it's just a massive surge through the nervous system. When you're not ready for it, as in your system's not clean enough, yeah, you're going to blow some circuits for sure. And that's why people skits out or whatever, you know. You can have multiple awakenings. You don't just have one. And when you fast and do things, you can have little ones, big ones, small ones. When I fast, bro, I can almost have like one a day, to the point where it's a recalibration of your nervous system to be able to hold more energy, light, or information. So Kundalini yoga was specifically made to support this process in a safe way that was done respectfully to the energy itself. So it's not just a yoga, it's a lifestyle, which encompasses fasting around specific astrological times, an alkaline diet using Ayurvedic, well, their diet.
Yeah.
I just fast. I just don't eat.
Yeah.
But like, it's an actual like full holistic system, and a lot of the breath work and stuff like that. Like, so for Kundalini yoga, yeah, you start with cold showers. Now, I don't know how they did that in India. I won't get in there, but I mean, it has been merged from a lot of different like Sikhs in India. Like, there's a whole bunch of things, but we were in cold showers like 8 years ago, and they talk about the recalibration of the nervous system. everything about it is what's coming out now that I've seen in biohacking. And for me and for you, biohacking is just trying to bring nature inside your house. That's what it is. It feels like UV lights, all of it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But I looked down and I was like, man, this is just, we should just go outside. It's free.
Yeah. Blocking out the magnetic fields from your phone. Just like, we just resist everything that's come into the world the last 100 or so years, really.
That's what it is. But in regards to Kundalini energy, like each to their own on their journeys. That's, if you're really wanting to look into it, look into Kundalini yoga. It will really give you a true understanding and respect for the power and understand the process, because a true full like Kundalini awakening, you're talking like Yeshua. You're talking like gates, all gates are open. And that is something I've never seen. The only person I probably would have heard is like, like Buddha and all that. Stuff like that. Like Yeshua was probably someone I heard. So when people do that, say they had awakening, I'm like, they might have to their understanding or knowing.
Yeah.
But like I say, we know what we know until we know better. So my blueprint for what I do is Yeshua or higher, or Moses.
Yeah.
All those fellas knew what they were doing. They left a blueprint. Why ain't anybody following, man? That's what I've been thinking. I've been like, yo, that's crazy.
There's so many things in history that you're like, they had access to something that normal people don't have. And there's like the Christ consciousness, Christ, Beethoven as well. And like how that man makes music without being able to like comprehend what he's actually making. Like if it was like it was made from another dimension or state of consciousness, not just 3D. You know what I mean?
They all tapped in.
Yeah.
Him, Tesla.
Yeah.
They would have all, in some way, whether they knew it or not, they would have probably definitely knew it. They would have been so into their work that they would have naturally been fasting, most likely being like in solitude. So they would have naturally been harnessing sexual energy, especially Tesla. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
He wasn't about that. And then they would drop into deep states of awareness, especially Tesla, where they would just access the akashic or the etheric realms, and be at a frequency to be able to like just be tapped in. All of them for our history. That's why fasting is such a big thing. That's why to be honest, like I don't know if we mentioned this, but I fast a lot, right? For the last 13 years of fasting, when I started it, it was to break a plateau. So my brother lost 20 kilos. I was like, bro, what was that? And he's like, fasting, man, it's this thing. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, don't eat. I'm like, don't eat. Started 0.5 kilo a day. See you later, food.
Yeah.
But by doing that, it just had these natural cleansing things that happened. And I started, like, next minute, I'm researching Lemuria and Atlantis and learning about consciousness and, like, without knowing, doing hypnosis DVDs.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But I forgot what I was going with that. I was just like,
just like
tapping in.
Normal people having access to something that is not normal. And but it's within everyone. Those people just, maybe they were, I don't know, born higher up. But it, like, anyone watching this could be able to get there if they did the work.
Yeah, but also it comes down to a lot of these things. Like, if anyone's watching out there, you don't have to do anything, just do you, for one. And like, your journey is awesome and it's equally as valid as anyone else's. Even like for me, if you're a single mum, wow, that's crazy. Like, looking after a kid, I got a dog, that's wild.
Yeah.
But like, this is just my journey, and this is what it might seem wild to people, but I think other people's less wild. And that's just what you'll get to. Like, it's not like I wanted to fast all this time. I actually lived in a house with mold. That's why I had to fast to live.
Yeah. And
then I found out that I was working at a place that was heavily mold, and I was sick for 5 years.
Yeah.
So all these were like, it wasn't a choice. It was a choice to live, but my body was like, you need to fast or else you're not going to be able to breathe. And that's what was happening. So my why for when I do these things is huge. I don't just go onto them because I'm like, let's start an Instagram. And like even the other day, this is the first one that I've actually gone, cool, I'm doing this online. Because for some reason it's like, share this because it's going to lead into the solstice. But the one that I just did, full guided. And then it's funny because I don't find out why till afterwards. And I found out why for the last one, and it was crazy. It fell on the first day of the new year for the 13-month calendar, which is March 22nd. And yeah, from there it was just like synchronicities all the way through, just confirming that I was doing the right thing. But I absolutely dropped off social media. I fasted from everything. And once that journey was done, then I was like, cool, now I feel like I can share it as something that I've done. So it's been interesting.
Mm. I kind of want to touch on Lemuria a bit.
Go for it.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what it is? I've heard of it, and I know it's like basically what it was before we were here. But
Tell me what you know. Tell me where you're at.
But that's about it. So
Just some foundations.
So there's lots of different like, you know, religions or spiritual stories. Like you can look at it like we're in the Kali Yuga, or Jehovah's Witness might say we're rapture's coming, or that sort of thing. We're at the end of days. And so we're at the end of days now. And we're in a Bronze Age, or all of that sort of stuff. And Lemuria was like the last ones before us. Like they fell, and now we're here, and then we'll be falling, and then whoever's coming next. That about a foundation for what you want to go with?
Yeah, bro. What?
Basically, like before, you know, there's always civilizations or something else, and then someone takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like based on the astrological cycle, I think they rate it on a 12 and a 13-month calendar, still pretty close. I think the 12-month calendar puts it at 25,000. I think it's like 25,500 and something years, but it's around 26,000 years. We shift into these ages. And the last time we were going into this golden age of consciousness, which is ultimately where it represents, was probably Atlantis-ish, Lemuria. I think Lemuria sort of came before, but they came at the same time, and apparently were like battling it out. Atlantis was a bit more masculine dominated, whereas Lemurian was more like they would have the technology, where Lemuria was more like we are the technology. And everything I do now is 100% based on that time. My fasting, the way I look at the world, it's all based on those times, if you will, and how they would operate in harmony with their bodies and the universe. And my knowing of that, and that really locked in during the last fast. I remembered a bunch of stuff that not only helped me get through the fast, but helped me remember and create new things, systems that that people will adapt in the next coming years, and it's inevitable. So
the like, I don't know, we call them ancient civilizations, I guess. Is that what you would like refer to them as? I don't know.
Yeah.
So basically have you seen the movie Atlantis, the kids movie?
Atlantis, the kids movie, what, the cartoon one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's literally iconic. Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Like,
wait, the Jason Momoa or the cartoon?
the cartoon.
Okay, so you've seen both of them. Yeah.
And yeah, they're like flying cars, like electricity without electricity, that sort of stuff. This is like, well, telekinetic energy. I feel like that's just another thing where it's hidden in plain sight. Like they say the pyramids could never have been logistically built with the weight they are. Must have had some sort of ancient power, some sort of technology. It's like, yeah, well, they did.
100%.
Yeah.
They definitely, they had more of a collective access to not higher levels of consciousness, but you can say higher levels. I'd say deeper levels of consciousness within themselves. But collectively, at that point in time, they did. And they say, governed within this realm, that we are collectively shifting into that space as well, which is why everything that's going on is going on. They say it's the Age of Aquarius, if you know about that.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just another shift. It's like the age of information and technology. It happens in like 120 years. It's more of a time where we will look at internal factors will be validated over external. So like you'd look at someone and you would see their beauty by the way they move and the way they behave, as opposed to physicality. And we're shifting into that now. It's part of like this whole shift.
Sounds like aura.
Aura.
Aura is attractive rather than
What's your thoughts on aura?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on aura? Because this is a big thing right now with everyone.
the kids say.
Dude, I was thinking about it on the way here because I was watching your video and it was like, oh, look at these aura farming. And I was like, bro, do you fellas even know what aura? Because I just did a video on aura
Yeah.
and the government hacking out aura and what it is. What's your take on aura?
It's just like a visual representation of the energy inside you being projected out.
Yeah.
You know how people say you can get aura reading, and I get the photo of that, and that's basically what it is. Like the energy you're emitting is your aura around you. That's what I feel. And some people have a dark aura. It's like dark energy, but you can feel it outside of it.
Yeah, man. So for Kundalini yoga, that's one of the 10 aspects of one of the 10 bodies is your aura. And your aura can expand up to 12 feet when you do Kundalini yoga. That's why it's fire. But what is it like? What I've come to the conclusion of is based on what it is, it's your biofield, and your biofield's like, think of it as like not just energy, it's data. So let's flip it to data, and it's thoughts, experiences. That's why like when you get really sensitive to energy, and you learn to turn it on and off, preferably. But like I started standing next to people and I could feel what would happen to them when they were a child.
Yeah.
And that's why when you're with a partner, you obviously start to merge your energies. And this data, these biofields, they can be hacked, they can be tracked, and they can be manipulated. And they have been since 1995. Actual.
Why 1995?
It's just when they did this whole thing, they started putting all these nanotech into the food, everything.
Yeah.
Like it's an actual thing. I looked right into it. It's actually pretty hectic when you look into it, that it exists and that where they house all the data. It's actually in Aotearoa.
Proofs in the pudding. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could have that on here, but yeah, the FBI's just dropped. Yeah. They have, man. It's crazy. Like I just made a video about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's stuff like that. Like people need to know.
Yeah.
Because now you can, like I did a thing, 3 breath works to strengthen your aura.
Yeah.
So that, people can't be tapping in. No matter who you're around, you can keep it strong. You're not leaking energy, stuff like that.
I think that's really important because you can feel the tension in a room when it's bad energy. When it's good energy too, you can feel a room 100%. And like you said, the less distractions you have in your body or in your own mind, the more susceptible you are, good or bad. And I think that's the same thing with like Kundalini. Energy is energy, intention and what is going on with you internally when you tap into that is important because people can obviously use it for dark as well as good. So it's very important that I think people, are very careful with it. Yeah.
I think bringing awareness about internal power, first and foremost, is knowing that you're that powerful, but knowing that most of it comes from you giving it away. That's the big thing. A lot of people are like, what can I do? I want to learn this and I want to learn this. I'm like, how about just stop doing what you're doing that's giving away your power? If you just do that flat line, you'll be G. It's like when you go to the gym, people are like, what can I take, man? What subs can I take? I'm like, bro, just get sleep, train.
Yeah.
And like, sun and all good food, like the core foundations, and then start building on that.
I learned that when I lived in Darwin. I started taking all the subs because I wasn't working as much and I just didn't have access to it. I felt way better because I was just in the sun more. I was in a warmer climate. It was just way better. Yeah, sun. And it was humid, so everything was green because there's lots of water around. I was just walking barefoot everywhere in the sun. Like, I don't need subs. Like, I just need fucking energy from the earth. I feel way better.
We are solar beings. The moon was put here. So all the stuff from Lemuria, that I've remembered on my journey, it predates the moon being here. So why is the moon here? Why would you think the moon here? What does it do?
It's polarity.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a good concept to learn about polarity, to unlearn it, I guess. But like you take out polarity, what's left? Just oneness. Yeah. So when you predate all this and you jump back before the moon was here, they were all solar beings. They all lived from what I remember, like it's an infinite, it's up to you. They didn't need food and they all just naturally harmonized with the ecosystem of the earth and the universe. it was, food was fun. It was something to like a treat or a pleasure. It was never like indulge how we consume today. So yeah, for the moon, I mean, I was all about it, like for sure. Going through my journey, I was like, moon magical day. But then, I mean, you learn something. Everything's, like I said, everything that everyone does is valid and relevant to their experience. But like I learned it, so I knew about it to unlearn it. Because I learned about polarity, but then you learn the next step and the next step.
Yeah, it's the same as, you have to step into darkness to comprehend it. You gotta, you can't just dismiss something without trying to have some sort of comprehension of it. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's funny though, because kids are scared of the dark. It's like maybe there's a reason for it. And one, you're scared of what you don't know. But two, I don't know. I've never fucked with the dark.
They also they don't do grass as well. You can't put babies on grass. Seen that?
No.
You know that water will kill them. Babies can't have water.
Yeah, right.
And you go put them on grass and they freak out.
Yeah, okay. No, I can't say I'm hanging around babies in grass.
Oh, this is all TikTok, man.
Yeah. I don't have, I made TikTok to put this on there, but I don't know. I don't consume it.
Yeah. No, I definitely do. It's great. It's a tool and a weapon. And if your algorithm's set up for you to grow, then it's up to your own constraint and how you do it.
It's massive for me on my spiritual journey. Like COVID, I couldn't leave the house, couldn't sleep. I was insomnia because I had so many things. Like I was a part of that awakening time, like learning so much. So I had so much energy to learn, and I was motivated. So I got on the right algorithm, and it was finance, it was spirituality. I was on yoga every day. I was just watching, and then it served a purpose at the time. And then once I could go and do other things, I was like, all right, this is going to keep me sitting here for 2 hours, or I can go and do something productive for 2 hours. And same, I'm trying to edit a podcast, run a men's group, earn an income.
Yeah.
It's the last priority, but fucking unfortunately I need to make money. Whereas I can't really be scrolling for some time. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're preaching to the choir here, man. I was a doom scroller from now, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. But it definitely was I like anything though. It can be used as a tool.
Like in my fast, that was so when you give up sex, you give up food, there's not much left. So like social media was a big thing.
Yeah.
Like it's especially like, I don't know, you'd class it as ADHD or whatever, those dopamine hits, man.
Yeah.
And so I literally had to cut it all. Anything that was taking my power, not knowingly, and I was giving it, I just cut it. I had just cut it to see what was kind of sitting under there and while I was chasing it. And it just starts off, it's just an everlasting, like even coming back to eating, you're very like meticulous there. Like when you start eating, it starts as those 1 chip, 2 chip, and it's just a spiral.
Yeah.
It's a spiral. Like 1 month later, you're like, gorging. It's an interesting thing how we've been programmed to consume like we do in every aspect of our life, not just food. Like food, sex, everything is geared for us to give our energy and our life force energy away willingly. That's wild. So
yeah, everything, even like it's engineered to make you want it more. Like there's scientists for food to make it more addictive. Like Doritos are to the crunch, to the taste, is to make it an enjoyable sensation to have more, not to fill you up. Yeah.
Oh yes, I've seen that. I've seen that. I was like, well done. They've done crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. It's a massive amount of power to go without food for a day, let alone 100 or 100.
I'll tell you what, a day is the hardest day. The first day, look at it like it's like, so it's really, you kind of start to know life without time, and you start to have this new relationship with time when time's no longer really relevant. So like because I mean, look, in the day you'd be like, gotta eat. No, but like if you're eating, you're like, gotta eat the next couple of hours, gonna eat my protein in. Do you know what I mean? And it starts creating this structure of time. When that's gone, things start looking different. It's crazy. So
How did it change your day then? Like no breakfast, no lunch. Like, because people are like, oh, like you're working. Like, all right, I got a half an hour lunch break. Then got to get
so much time. And when you fast, people don't. I don't know if who talks about it anyway, but like you don't need to sleep. I won't even get into you don't need to breathe. Well, that's a whole other thing. that's another season. But like when you start to understand energetics, I dive deep in this last one, and the knowings that I came to were like I was constantly every day having paradigm shifts, like with evidence, like backed with evidence, and then doing these things that I was learning, and just blew me away so much. I thought I was getting paranoid. I was like, this is great, but it actually worked, and everything I was doing was legit. It's an insane space to be in. The whole experience. I actually like documented it all, whether it sees the light of day. It was more for myself, maybe in like 10 years when all is said and done. But some crazy stuff happens, especially around day 21. Every time I fast, day 21, I don't know why, but day 21, the first time I was in my dream teaching myself how to fly, how to levitate, like the whole process, like sit there, release this, do this. But I was able to be consciously aware while in my dream and come out and grab my phone at the same time, push record on the voice thing, and still be in my dream. So I've got like 8 recordings on my phone teaching myself. I couldn't even like listen to them for weeks because it kind of scared me. Like I was like, did that fucking happen? And then I listened to it and I was like, holy shit.
So does it feel like your astral body and then physical body is like
they're all the same.
Alignment. Yeah.
They just the lines are just they just dissipate. And it's kind of like, you know when you're in a dream and it's just like everything's a bit weird. There's no like day, night. It's like that. So I was just in both places. But it all felt like a dream.
Yeah.
So like actually grabbing my phone, I'm like, fuck, is this part of the dream? No, I'm really here. This is weird. So stuff like that happened. And that's what happened in the last 100-day fast, where I started remembering stuff which helped me on my fast and to develop a system to live off that helped me thrive through the fast. Like I said, I made the decision to give up alcohol and the universe showed me elixirs. I made the decision that I will give up food, and I feel like that's going to happen. And then the universe gave me a solution. So what the step was to fill in that, do you know what I mean? So every time I like stood there and went, right, done. Let's do this. Let's give up food. Bang. Once I was right in there, I had to like kind of initiate myself and actually do it. And then it was like, here you go. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So it's been very interesting and continues to be very interesting.
What's one of the more or most profound things that you've remembered through that experience?
It's almost like not a specific memory. It's more like a complete way of living. So like, it's not one particular memory. It's not like this was like a speck. It's like a full life system, and being like, whoa, how did I put this whole complete life system together? It must have already been inside me. So I must have just remembered a complete, and the system that I remembered was all based around Lemuria. And because at first I thought I was like, what have I made up? Yeah. And then when I like cross-checked and cross-referenced it and checked all the astrology on, I went, holy shit, this is Lemuria. This like perfectly aligns. And I went, so this was hidden in me this whole time. And I'm like, it was so profound, the system that I've remembered, that I thought, if I had something this powerful, where would I hide it? I would hide it in my own blood. And I would only let it be accessible through myself, getting to it by fasting or something really profound. You know what I mean? Because you'd have to be pure. For me, the purer you get, you will get responsibility, but you'll have responsibility for power. But the purer you are, you'd never seek it, if that makes sense. Like for me, true power goes to those who don't seek it.
Yeah, it's because if you're seeking it, it would be like out of ego or something.
Yeah. And you'll never attain it. And then the ones who do get it are the ones who, for me, it feels like it's your responsibility to protect it and make sure that it's
So everyone loves a humble king.
Yeah.
A king that, rules with an iron fist and they deserve, and they lead like with an authoritarian approach. No one likes them. They love to see them get dethroned.
Even if with stuff like powerful systems, I would rather not even be known. I wouldn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, that's like Christ ruled without judgment.
Yeah.
He helped anyone. He wasn't better than anyone. He was someone else, and that it was bestowed upon him. It wasn't like he was like, I'm Jesus Christ.
No.
Yeah.
And that's where truly, like when I talk to people, this is why I know that, when the stuff comes through and I speak with people that like, it automatically talk about money and scaling. And I'm like, I look at them and I'm like, that's the last thing. Why would I? But that's why I'm like, the more I hear stuff like that, I'm like, oh, well, this is why it's not ready for like humanity yet.
We live in a consumerist capitalist society. Unfortunately, when people hear about things that can benefit the world, they think about how it can benefit their pocket.
Straight away with AI, and they're like the big influx of AI happening. All you see is how can I make money? How can I do? And granted, we're in a like society and a system that is going that way. But at the end of the day, like, I think it's going to be cool when people be like, how can I help 1 million people? Like that for me is like, that's what's up.
Yeah. That's
what's up. And not anything about followers or anything like that. But like, for me, I would rather, money is powerful. Money has its dues. Money is energy. That's cool as, but the primary focus should not be money. And I think when you take money out of the equation and your primary focus is like, so this system that I'm talking about, which I will be able to talk about in a year, and you'll see it, it'll pop up. But like, I was not trying to like find this at all. I was actually trying to create a system to help people and help humanity. I was trying to create the system on everything I knew, using fasting, using Kundalini, and using sexual alchemy. Yeah. And this just came out of it, and I went, whoa. And I went, true. And that's why when I trained and used it, my body had never been like that before. I'd never been there. And I tried my whole life. But it wasn't until I surrendered and just went, okay, I'm just here to activate the blueprint, whatever that means. And then my body was like that. And I went, whoa, when you're not focusing on something specific and the intentions for like a higher purpose. And I'm like, that's crazy. So both those two things happened when I was just trying to help, create these systems. And I got all these gifts. And then for my body, just trying to activate the blueprint, I said, I don't care what it is. I want to do something that I can share with others. And then bang, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So I think like backing up intention with, what you're doing, it's pretty powerful when you can align to that. Yeah. And what will come out of it, 100% know when it's truly like aligned to the divine is nothing you could ever fathom. I could have never fathomed this in my life. Yeah. Like ever. Yeah.
I think, authenticity is like obvious and you're rewarded for it. When people are like, oh yeah, like I want to do this. What do I get out of it?
That's crazy.
It's a shit energy. Like, and I think what you said before about surrendering, the saying is whatever you resist persists. As soon as you let it go, it just fades. Yeah.
I was gonna say, even the word authentic, it's like the word organic food. It's just normal food, man. Yeah. That's how bad the world is. Like, authenticity, bro, that's just being normal. Yeah. Like, that's how wild, but it is where it is, but we can change that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I feel like. Yeah. My purpose is to try and lead authentically and help it. Like, money is a lot. I mean, I need money to survive, but I'm not doing any of the things I do for money. Mm-hmm. I need money to do this.
I just got to pay rent. I got to pay rent and eat, and we're good.
Yeah. Like, men over matter retreats are a fraction, like such a fraction of what any other self-development, growth, whatever retreat. I look at other ones, I'm like, how can you justify charging that? And then I realize, oh wait, because they live off that. I'm like, I need it to, I just want to help. But yeah, it sucks. You have to say, we've got organic food. We're leading from the heart. We're being organic. It's like, that's just how we should be all the time. But that's just not the state the world's in, unfortunately.
It's very interesting. And I think it's a good subject that we're going to touch. If you're watching this, like, it's more likely that you're spiritually or wellness inclined, and you may or may not be on the pathway to offerings and money. And if you didn't notice, like it's a thing. It's reality. But as of recently, like the last 5 months has been wild, and stuff outside of this, like real life stuff, that going through like court cases for the mold at my house.
Yeah.
Bro, huge, like full on stuff's been going on while I'm doing the fast and all this has been going on. No matter what, bro, I punched through and I said, stuff it. I'm going to stick to this. And I held pretty much all I had in my head was just hold the line. And it got like brutal. Hold the line. And I held it. And I fucking trusted it, and it came through so much. And I can see what's coming. I could always see what was coming, but I never knew that it would get that hard. Like double court cases, bro, right now.
Damn.
Work claims because of like negligence and like defamation. All this wild stuff's been happening in the background on top of the fasting.
Yeah.
So I will mention, like, on the reels, like, stuff has been going down wild, and having to navigate all that as well has been absolutely wild. It's on top of everything with money and stuff as well. And I'm just like sitting there going, damn, this is the most I've ever had to trust, like more than anything. And then still want to offer things, but not want to, like, want to be realistic as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a big alignment journey as always for myself, and being put through the trenches and having to fall back on everything that I've ever learned and known, and really just actually like do it. And it works, like it just does. But it takes such a deep level of trust within yourself, within the process, and trust in the knowing that you will always get through whatever happens. That's why you're here. That's, this is all part of it. It's already all happened. But to know that and actually put that into play when you're at the bottom of the barrel, when there's nothing left, and you're just like, are you fucking serious? This is fuck. Like, it was wild. And I still tapped in and literally got it done. And I've got a therapist, right? So part of this, and she's been watching, and she's been like, Dennis, I don't know how you've done this. And I'm like, because how could I ever teach what I teach without doing it myself? And it's been really cool, because she's like, I don't talk to people much. Like, besides this is quite a big thing, and I'll do more of it. But during these times, I like to self-reflect and go in and like get real deep on it. But she's watched the process and she saw it. She's like, what are you going to do? This is like crazy. And she's seen what's happened, and she's like, how did you get here? How did you come to this? Like, where did you get this awareness from? Blah, blah, blah. So it's been really interesting to know that besides my family, who I talk to every day, there's one person that's not my family, who's completely like, they're a professional, non-biased.
Yeah.
I can share without, it doesn't matter, because I know even if there was sympathy, I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's not attached. It's really been cool to have that there, just to actually know that someone's watching this, besides like God and all the ethereal stuff, but a physical person with a professional like certificate can actually go, because I said to her, you know what this has done? I'm going to do a podcast. I'm doing this documentary, and I want you to be in it, because you're the only person that's actually seen this. And she goes, I'll be in it. And I'm like, because that would be gangster. Because you watched this, you knew I went into a fast, you knew that I got what has happening, you knew I had nothing, and you watched me from 1 week smash through it. I had an option to just roll over and die, and just be like, this is too much, or punch, and I punched on. So it's cool to have that physical person there. So if you do need a therapist, get one, just as a non-judgment, like non-bias. It's a non-bias, just someone that you don't have to like, you can just detach, have a chat, offload, bounce back, mirror, and then just leave it and go, cool, catch you next week.
Yeah. And not like a friend who's gone, oh yeah, it's okay, you'll be right. She's just real. Yeah.
She's there. She's professional.
Yeah.
So that's been something that's been really helpful, being at that I'm not really I don't want to offload my stuff into my, my family. They've all got kids. They've all got enough going on themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was there ever a time I'm sure there's been doubts, but was there ever a time that you felt like giving up?
Giving up life? That's a pretty big, broad. like giving up on what I'm doing, giving up my path.
Well,
or...
like you said, you had to punch through there.
Brian,
No,
fuck.
I can't. I got no more punches to give.
Heaps, man, heaps. On the daily, like, bro, you're already like hypersensitive to everything you haven't eaten. So one thing, like everything's to the power of whatever it is. And then you've got all these things hitting you from every side and you're just like, fuck, it's just not getting better. And it's very hard, like with anything, to make an aware decision with a expanded perspective, as in you're out here looking in, when you're so close to the emotion, you're in the experience. So yeah, for sure, man, like for sure.
Is there something that you can pinpoint that we can like get some sort of comprehension where like this happened and you're like, fuck it, like I'm nearly done, like I'm about to throw it all in and go, fuck it, I can't do it.
Right, like almost everything. Like it was like that for 5 months.
Yeah.
I worked for a place for 5 years with the kids. The place had mold. I asked to get tested for mycotoxins and I got terminated. No, nothing. And I didn't say anything of the whole thing. I sat there quiet and I said, well, there's nothing I can say. You've made your decision and that's on you. Oh, this and I go, you can say what you like, but this is on you. And he was like, oh, I can see this and that. And then it went from that to it happening at my next job, but for defamation. And all I did was help this person like double their revenue, do something that they said couldn't be done. I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it, bro. Like all good. I teach yoga at this co-working space. Let's do it. And then bang, defamation with malicious intent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what I've filed against. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all at the same time, all during the fast.
Yeah.
So stuff like that on the daily. But I always am like, well, I must be able to take it if it's going to happen. But just really holding on to that and going through all that, drawing it all and just being like, nah, she's going to be all right. But really, you're like, this is fucking crazy. Like, are you kidding me? Like, all I've done is like try to help the kids. All I've done is try to help the bro. And then this, I'm like, damn, there's some lessons.
Yeah. Circling all the way back to the start when we're talking about why is this happening for me? Why is this happening from me? Has there been anything come to you yet of why these challenges get thrown your way?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's because this is practice for what's coming. I'm going to need to lock down on business. I'm going to need to lock down on laws. Like I said, I've created a system that is going to need to be protected. And I'm already in the processes of doing that. All these are like what I thought these were like, whoa, and not like I've never enjoyed looking into like legal stuff and law stuff. But now with the advancements in AI, I can tap in real hard. I can learn and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I tap into that and just to really shine the light on things that I didn't know before. So these are all, I know that these are all small events, no matter how big they seemed at the time. They're all small events that are preparing me to learn what I need for what's to come, because it's only going to scale up and it's only going to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just have to be ready.
Yeah. And because of what we were talking about, we're in a consumerist capitalist society. If you're doing something that's affecting hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever people, a lot of people are going to try and do whatever they can to get a piece of that pie or to bring it down, because if it's doing good, we're in a world where there's a lot of negative forces.
Yeah.
So if they can't find a way to benefit financially, they'll just find a way to end it. Like simple as that. Or try to find a way. So you have to verse yourself with law or get yourself around good people that know law. Or
Definitely. The biggest thing I now know about this is that, and I know to the core now, that it doesn't matter what happens, I'm so protected. It doesn't matter who comes at me. It doesn't matter what. I don't need to do anything. That's what I know now. I don't need to do anything but what I'm doing. I'm so protected. And if anyone wants to try to get in my way, that's on them, man. And that's on them hard. And that's already being shown to me now from what's happening. I'm seeing, and I went, oh, well, I didn't have to do anything. I just had to stay on the path and do what I was doing, because I'm seeing that more and more. And a big thing that come up is that I heard this saying, and it's so true, that pioneers, well, given our history, they're always the ones to get slaughtered. And someone mentioned that to me and I went, well, not this time.
Yeah.
Not this time. Yeah, I've noticed that people, and I watch people come out with new things. I've seen what happened to Tesla. I studied everyone that's come up with, I looked into things deep, very deep with the time I have. There's a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that I can see, ideally see at least 80 years ahead. Given what I do with past and afterlife regression therapy, it's been a big help as well, because we can time's not linear, so I can take people into the future as well, and I can check things. And also been shown, stuff within myself that I'm able to safeguard, just for that confirmation that things are going to be good.
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
It's getting deep, man.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, Tesla, Kanye West, like he talks about all the time. George Washington, murdered by John Wilkes Booth, who was his favorite actor, actually, and was also a Freemason, actually. But all of these people doing crazy stuff, pioneers, bringing in good things, they get brought down, unfortunately. But also, they also say crime doesn't pay. Like all the people doing really bad stuff, they end up getting got. But you look at you want to call it duality, polarity. That's what it is. Significant people, when we're in a world where people don't want other people standing out, especially in Australia, like the tall poppy thing. So there's always going to be someone wanting to be where you are in a position of power, whether it's good or bad power. People want power. So
people do, but I notice all these people that you've talked about, and with Yeshua as well, a lot of them weren't very I don't know if they were or not, but I feel like a lot of them, besides Yeshua, weren't on the spiritual side. Like Tesla and all that fell into it. They fell into these deep states and learned from a logical point of view. Yeah, they fell into these, whereas Yeshua was in the spiritual. I come from it from that point of view, but then I've also got within this vessel, I'm moldy. So that's a whole nother thing. So those two are pretty good mixed for energetics to not want to listen to anyone else and be able to stand my ground.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting thing when I look at it. I look at all the people who have done what they've done and how they've navigated it. I mean, I'm excited to see how the next few years go and what it will bring. Definitely. And I'm definitely going to learn from the lessons of others that have come before, left the blueprint and been slaughtered. But in saying that, they were all at a time or a point of existence where collectively it just wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Yeshua was one in the world. There was no one it wasn't popping up men's groups everywhere. Yeah. It was one dude. But I still think it only takes one person to change the world. That's still my belief. My knowing is it does. But now there's so much going on. So I think right now in this point of existence, there's a big, it's going to happen so quick. And it's going to shake up the world. There's a process that I teach, and it's fasting first to clean the body, Kundalini to charge the body, and sexual alchemy, or the sacred secretion, is the Christ oil. And this is the flame from the Kundalini, and it's all a process. Well, this is what the Earth's happening right now. Before you ascend, whatever, the Earth cleaning. This is what it's called, the purge. So all the muck is coming up and now we're seeing it with awareness to heal it. The second part will be the energy, will be the Kundalini, and that'll come in the next 50 or so years. And then there'll be the anointing of the Christ, and Christ coming back through us. So that's the process I see for humanity and collectively what we're going through. But the first part's the hardest.
Yeah.
And that's when you fast, people know about fasting. They don't know about when you fast, you bring up all the crap. And if you don't take it out with binders, that gets absorbed back into you. Yeah. So right now, I guess we're the binders. All the stuff's coming up. We're binding it by seeing it with awareness and sorting it out so that it doesn't go back into the system.
It's a great analogy. Yeah, it's where I mentioned to you about gnosis, studying that. Religions are religion, spirituality, there's so many paths you should take it or leave it, whatever it is. Because people say Christ is going to come back and save us, and people think that that's one bloke coming back and going, yeah, I'm here to save you all. It's yes, sort of. But it's from a state of within, not a physical being going, yeah, like I'm going to fix it all. And it's the same as the Ram Dass saying is, if you want to help someone, start with healing yourself, helping yourself. Because if everyone did that, instead of going, oh, you've got problems, I'm going to fix you, you're never fixed, or you're always passing it on to someone else. Take responsibility for you, fix you. If we all did that, would be sweet. Yeah.
Huge. It's the word selfish, I think, was thrown in the spanner in the works, really, to go against us, because I think, putting yourself, it shouldn't be selfish. It should be self first, because when you do that, like, you really do change the world by changing. And you can only change yourself. You can't change anyone else. Look how hard it is to change yourself.
Yeah.
It's a wild mission.
I try and tell a kid to do something. They're no, I want to do it. But if you show them that you're doing it, they copy you straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's, how often does a kid ask, you would know working with kids as well, their parents be like, oh, Dennis is doing it, copy him. Instead of, if they tell their kids to do it, the kid be like, no, fuck that, I'm not listening to my parents. But they'll learn their behaviors and copy their parents' behaviors.
They absorb,
Yeah.
kids absorb,
Yeah.
and they listen to fun. The kids call me the games master. That's what they call me. You're the games master. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's cool. So you make everything into a game. It's fun.
Yeah.
And like, learning should be fun. But
Yeah.
based.
That's why school sucks, because it's not fun. You're stuck doing something you're not interested in, forced to do it. So it makes you even more resistant. But if it was a game and there was a reward for it, and not reward of an ATAR score, like an actual something you get to enjoy, everyone would, like, you could easily make a kid learn about 15th century history if you gamified it. Like, I'm talking about that because that's what happened to me. My history teacher in year 8, we made a game, and I was like, the more you learn, you get rewarded. You get to like take off parts of the map. But I learned so much about history. I love that shit because he made it fun. Yeah. So shout out to that teacher. I don't remember his name right now, but he was iconic, and he was an RE teacher as well. It was really cool. And like learning RE was cool because we used to watch. I don't know if you know VeggieTales.
Adventure Tales?
No,
Or Adventure
VeggieTales?
Oh, no.
They were like vegetables, but they were telling stories, like religious stories, and you were just watching what happen. So like David and Goliath are like 2 veggies. But yeah, like you learn about it because it's in a digestible way that, like, for kids, and you watch it and oh yeah, I see that, and you'll learn about it. Same as learning about things through The Simpsons, because they tell stories about stuff. Yeah.
Simpsons. That is a whole nother podcast, that one. Wow, out.
Or it's Hollywood in general.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. Like, if you want to learn something about the future, about history, you could easily just watch a movie, and then instead of it being a comedy or a story, research other stuff about that, and you'll find out it's probably truth.
Yeah. It's what has to happen. It has to be shown in front of us to bypass. Well, they say it bypasses the karma from which they do it.
Yeah, we told you. What do you mean? Yeah.
Without saying we told you.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but for everything, and for anyone watching this, I know the world seems like it's in shambles, but like I said, we're purging. But just remember this, no matter what is happening, there's always something happening opposite, whether you know about it or not. And that's something that I find solace in, I guess, but yeah.
I was talking to a lady at work about this. She's Jehovah's Witness. So she's saying that she was showing me a video, and she was telling me to listen to Daniel chapter 2 or read it. And she was talking about where in the age of, was it Daniel's? No, it was King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, and he was looking in, and it was the golden age, and his feet were clay and stone, and they don't mix, and they'll break, and that's like the rapture coming. And she was telling me about, the rapture's coming.
The rapture.
Yes. It's coming, and the people who are good who follow are going to survive. People aren't, don't follow are going to die. It's like, no, I feel like it's more like you said, it's working in both ways. So where it could be in shambles, but also there's so much good happening behind as well, right? And people talk about the splitting consciousness. we're going to be on the same planet at the same time, but for some people, I feel like the world's going to get a lot better. For some, they're not even going to know it's changed because they don't have the consciousness of the comprehension of what's going on. Like people now are blissfully ignorant of all the stuff going on in the world, where, you know, some of us who I feel like it's burdensome sometimes. You see these things going on, you're like, how the fuck could this be happening? You know, it's like hard to watch, especially friends walk by in their lives, have no idea what's going on. Like, can't you see all this happening around you? And like finding solace things like it's all perfect.
I'm just like, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm like, thanks. Thank you. I mean, you chose that and it's cool. And I chose this and equally as hard.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all good. I mean, it goes a whole nother, like when you look into stuff like that, when you get deep into it, like you start looking into concepts of like, we're not even us. And that's when it starts. You can fully separate from the whole experience and just be like, oh, cool. So if I was born into that life, I'd be exactly the same as then. And that's when I learned to not judge people.
Yeah, for sure.
So
well, I chose this vessel for this time for whatever reason. I can't remember at the moment, but trusting that you chose this anyway. And if I was that person in that body that had those experiences, I would have done exactly the same as them. So how can I judge them for doing what I would have done?
And the craziest thing is, you are that person. And you're only judging yourself.
Yeah. And well, how often are we judging someone because I can't believe I wouldn't have done that if I was you in that body, or you're judging something that's bringing up in you, essentially is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I mean, and this is like, it's very hard not to, especially with so much out there, but like judging someone else, you know that you're still judging yourself.
Yeah. Like for me, body image has been a massive thing for me. I spoke about it recently. So when you see someone that's not looking after themselves, that's eating shit, and they objectively don't look healthy, and I'm like, I can't believe they're doing that. Like, it's like, because that's what I would be saying to myself if I looked like that. I'm like, oh, you're fucking fat, blah, blah, blah. Like, as if you're doing that. And like, that's what the story I'd be telling myself if I was looking in the mirror if I was that. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? This is something, as someone who fasts all the time, right? No one cares about when you're overweight, unhealthy, sick. But as soon as you want to do something about your body and fast and you feel amazing, and they're like, everyone becomes a doctor. I just walked into Aldi, right, before I came in to get some coconut water. I walk out and I feel like I look good to myself. This lady who works there is like, in front of everybody, bro. She's like, skinny. And she's like, I'm like, what? I was like, what? And she's like, skinny. And I'm like, and she's this old lady. I'm like, she was like, you look too skinny. You've lost too much weight. And I was just like, in front of like a whole full thing of things. And I just went, well, thank you for your opinion that I didn't ask for. What the fuck? That's what I said. And I walked out and I went, what the fuck was that? Everyone's trying to like get on my shit today. I was like, that's a weird ass. I'm like, I'm fucking looking tan, bruh. Like, and I'm like, I want to get leaner than this. So watch out. Like, I'm about to go into it. I'm like, that's so interesting that you would say that though in front of like all these people. That's weird.
Yeah. But do you feel like, why was she supposed to tell me that? Like, why was I meant to hear that?
Oh, yeah. For sure. It's one of those for sure. But still, like, when it happens, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I've got no tolerance for stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot. And it's been happening a lot.
Yeah.
People just giving.
How many people would go, what are you fasting for? Like, well, you don't need to do that. Do you know you're going to get sick? You're going to,
Every day.
Yeah.
Last night, met a guy. I never go out. First time out in 3 months. Went to this event. Guy standing there just comes to talk to me. And I'm like, being polite because I thought he was with a friend that I was with. And I'm like, we started talking about fasting. And I mentioned that I fasted for 100 days. No, you didn't. And I went, what? And he goes, how would you prove that? But I went, bro, I don't need to prove nothing to you. Who are you?
Yeah.
And then, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't care what you think, bro. Who are you?
Yeah.
And in my head, I was explaining it to someone. I was like, you don't go up to a mother who's holding their baby and say, you didn't give birth to that baby.
Yeah.
If she said it. It was just so weird. And I'm like, I understand that's from their own experience, but obviously I don't go out that much. And just to see how people react, I realized that it's going to trigger a lot of people's belief systems.
Yeah.
That,
So many people watching this, but
yeah.
No way.
You know what? All good. Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Because when this comes out, you'll see the rest. There'll be a doco.
And even for me, like you're talking about doing 100 days, I can't comprehend doing +3 because that's
So
what
that's
I've done.
I couldn't comprehend it. If I wasn't so close to my last fast, because it was only like 2 months ago, if I'm not fasting like that, I look at myself and go, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Because the mentality that you're in when you're in there is so different.
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't even fathom putting like a piece of salt. Like you even look at a piece of salt as something going into your body.
Yeah.
You track every single thing. So yeah, I get it. But I'm not, for me when I do it, it's not for anyone else but myself. But I do enjoy sharing it. Not for anyone else to do it. I wish no one to fast for that long. Like, don't. I was guided for this. And for me, fasting is always about my why. But it's more to just to know, hey, man, you can skip a meal and you're not going to die.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's going to be good for you.
Yeah.
And you will like, stop aging, a whole bunch of stuff. That's it. It's more to bring awareness around it. But yeah, it would be triggering to someone. And I get it.
That guy who said no, you can't, because he knows he couldn't. Or doesn't know he could.
Well, he's probably never heard that. No, and this is what I mean. I talked to my friend, he goes, yeah, pioneers. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, pioneers always get slaughtered. So I've got two options, not to say anything or just tell him to shut up. And I just went, I'm just going to tell him to go. I'm going to say whatever, bro.
Yeah.
It's very interesting for me because I know it's going to happen a lot. And especially after this fast, which potentially I said 111 days, but I know it's going to be longer. And it's not even a fast anymore. It's a new way of existing.
Yeah.
In a way that you thrive. I've done it. I know it works. I'm going back to do it because I came back, had a bit of party time, but I ate shit. Like when I came back, but I ate like a fruit for a couple of days out of a month.
Yeah.
Bro, chocolate. And like my body was still fine. It's been crazy. So it's very interesting. If I can do that, I just knew that I didn't need anything to thrive. So anything that I did do was just for fun.
Yeah.
So I had one little last hurrah. I always have a last meal where I just like filthy ass. And for me, that's what I do. Yeah.
It's like I was saying about the comprehension of doing 100 days. But I'm like, yeah, people say that to me about not drinking. Like I was at a Silly Sunday yesterday. And it was like, fuck, that's so strong for you to be able to do that. I'm like, oh yeah, like, but it's a process. It didn't just go, I'm never drinking again. Like I was like, oh, some time off, longer time off. And that's how when you talk about food, I'm like, yeah. And when you said it's not fasting, it's way of life. Same drinking. Now I just don't see myself drinking again. Like, and I have had the breaks and I have binged and done,
relapse.
I did a year and a bit off and I told the boys, if we win the grand final, fine, I'll get on it. Funnily enough, though, I don't know if you feel about this going into eating again. I have so much anxiety about going into it.
Yeah, man.
And then after it. And like, I've never said it on a podcast. So like, but yeah, fuck, I got blind, smashed drug, just coke and that. And I was like, but that's why I stopped. It was because I would do it. I'll go hard. And I went hard. I was last man standing. But I just don't feel the need. And I'm sure you feel the same feelings. Like, I feel so much better without it. Why would I invite that back in again?
The hardest bit about not eating for so long, it's not even the food. It's nothing to do with that. It's lonely. So already I don't hang out with much people, and I'm cool with that. I love it. I love me and my dog. I talk to my family every day. I've got a huge family, and that's G. But it's this real weird thing because it disconnects you not just from everyone, but like consciously, it really does. People can say what they want, but you're on a whole nother level. Like you could actively talk to like Yeshua and Moses. Like you can. Around 40 days is when you start tapping in and you start thinking how they thought. And you know that they thought like that. And you're on like you're listening to the same radio station. You know why they did stuff. You're like, oh shit, this is crazy. But it gets to a point where you can even feel anyone else around the world that is doing it as well. And you're like, shit, there's only like 4 or 5 people doing this and most of them aren't on social media. Like you can feel it and you're like,
yeah,
how can
AM radio still?
Yeah. Like, and the craziest, I think the thing for me was how I needed to run ahead to see how it was for me, but I need to communicate with people and I can't do that from here. they won't be able to understand. I don't know how I feel about delivering that in the state I'm in, because it's a lot different. So coming back to food, and this time is why I'm sharing the fast, so that I can actively not get too far away from communicating. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm on TikTok lives and stuff, so I'm keeping it there. I'm keeping it connected right now. I don't want to split the divide. I've learned what I need to know. I know enough for this part of my journey. So this part is now about actively sharing it and staying connected to the people. Because for me, it is about the connection. I just needed to deeply get connected with myself and do that solo journey first to really get what I needed. And now coming back, it's just like, cool. It's that first initial big fast for me was for me. And this one is now I give back with the next one. That's what it feels like.
Documenting it helps keep people like old mate last night quiet when he goes, no way. He's like, here's all the evidence you need.
Yeah, well, the cool thing is about the 100, I did document it. And I got videos from my body from the whole way through. 21 days, skinny as, bro.
Yeah.
Skinny as. And that's the one thing I hated about fasting is you're skinny. I'm like, damn it. If you didn't get skinny, I'll be hype on this.
Yeah.
And when I made that decision is when I created that, I remembered that system opposite. And I'm like, how big can you get? And that's where I'm at now. I'm like, I want to see how far I can push this.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the sleep thing. So I'll do a podcast with him soon. But Ninja has been like a massive mentor for me. Owns a Melbourne Muscular Therapies at Ferntree Gully, do body work and that sort of stuff. But they're, really in tune. And he's raw vegan. And he's the guy I was telling about that did the 28-day fast. But he's like, I go to sleep 1 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m. Like, I've got energy. I'm sweet.
Minimum.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't drink water. He's like, I don't drink water. I get it from fruit. Like,
of course.
Good. Yeah.
We don't absorb water.
Yeah.
I learned that on my first earlier fast. I was like, why am I so thirsty, bro? And all I'm doing is drinking water. And I just feel like dry and dehydrated. Looked into it. Yeah. Our body has to convert H2O to 3HO2. And I looked into the processes and stuff, and it comes from fruit or reconstructed water. And I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah.
I was getting a treatment in Darwin from a guy from Taiwan, I think. And he was like, because I was same thing, dehydrated. And I was like, I drink heaps of water. I'm in Darwin. I got to drink fucking liters a day. And he's like, you got to chew your water. It's like you got to get it into like, so your body takes it in. If you're just doing it, it's in and out. And plus when it's going out, it's taking other stuff out with you, like sodium, magnesium, potassium, all that. Yeah. He's like, chew it. It's like an experience. Like you're consciously going, all right, I'm hydrating myself. I'm taking this in.
So that mentality there is how I have to be when I'm fasting, as in I am consciously taking in the sun. It's a relationship. It's not just I'm sitting in the sun. I'm staring directly. I'm being grateful. I'm thanking it. I'm tapping into more than this sun. You start to open up to more realms and realize that you can tap into these places because they're all within you. Yeah. But you're more consciously and intentional because you have more time. You're not distracted. And even when I came back to eating, I started dropping a lot of protocols and I saw the difference massively. Coming back into it, it's already starting back. I'm already picking up my protocols and it's all starting to lock in. So it's been very interesting to just coming back, and I wasn't even eating much at all. Yeah. Just chips and protein bars. I was like, sweet. Yeah. I think the only actual food I ate, I had one wrap from Taco Bell. Yeah. Which I used to love. Bro, it made me sick. Yeah. One wrap, I couldn't breathe, and I was like, fuck.
This is what I was talking about in my story yesterday. I had Macca's, I was hungover.
Oh, Macca's? Whoa, I'm not going to kill myself.
But no, the same as like processed shit. I was like, I knew, and the other thing, I don't know if you feel the same, is the guilt around it because you know that it's not good for you. Because I attach so much of like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then because I have that emotion and feeling attached to the food, it pulled me down even further. And same thing. So I had cake yesterday. That's what it was. I drove to the gym, puffy eyes. My eyes are red as, nose red as, woke up like mouth like open, like just focus.
Dirty mouth breathing.
Yeah. I sleep with mouth tape on and to take it off. Cause I
wear a thing when I sleep. Yeah. Although when I fast, it's not an issue. My mouth will but I'll tell you what, my big fast last year, I definitely had a lot of guilt around coming back to eat. Like for sure. I was like, even a teaspoon, bro, I was eating like a teaspoon of ground up chickpeas with some olive oil. And I was feeling good. I was like, dude, what the fuck? That's not right.
Yeah.
This time, I didn't have that. This time, I was like even shifting the idea of fasting, and I have now, I'm shifting it into being like, people are like, oh, that's not a fast. Do you know what a fast is? Fast is huge. The spectrum's huge. I'm not per se fasting. I'm trying to just create a new way that I want to live, that I thrive, which is like minimal food, maximum energetic, dense energy, whether it be in liquid form or frequency. That's kind of what I'm doing. So the word fast, I mean, to be honest, when I make a post about it, I actually get banned on, like blocked on TikTok for it. And they don't push the videos out if you use the word fast.
Yeah, okay.
So I've had to call it like the Dragon method.
Yeah.
Because literally, yeah, it just bars them, I can tell.
Yeah, okay.
So it's very interesting. And because of, you know, what fasting does.
Yeah. I think also because there's so much conflicting science around fasting as well, that like it is not, fasting is dangerous for people, but people taking in the wrong information around what they consume can fuck some people up. You know, there's so many diets that make you better, but it could be the complete opposite thing. And for some people it works, some it doesn't. So if you go, I'm going to do that. So I could see why they ban certain stuff about food, about supplements, about alcohol. Like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. But who knows? Who knows what will be? There'll be a new social media soon with the digital IDs coming in December in Melbourne. The digital IDs will be needed here to gain access to Google, YouTube. It's all coming in December. Heaps of decentralized options that are also coming, well, that are available now.
Yeah,
YouTube will be off as well. So I think everyone was going to have to start the migration soon once they get into it with awareness.
I'm just like, Melbourne, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, I see myself here for another year. And then...
So that's a Victorian wide thing or some shit.
From what I know, Australia. It's wild, eh? Australia, yeah.
Yeah.
Lizards.
Yeah. Have you heard about, you know, Parliament House? It's it's like built like a triangle, like it's a big pyramid.
Do you mean, what do you call it?
What Canberra?
Oh, do you know about here?
Victorian Parliament House.
No. With the memorial thing in the gardens.
Oh, no.
Huge.
Like the Anzac one?
Yeah, huge.
No.
Massive, like, Freemason, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, inside, internally, the structures, everything about it. I went in there, just felt sick.
Yeah, everything...
Melbourne.
I mean, yeah, everything is made...
I need to go to the bathroom.
Perfectly, yeah. Oh, yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
Just... Yeah. We're churning it.
Oh, I know. What I do, but I'm not really thriving financially. I'm fucking checking my bank account going, am I good? Like,
I tell you what, man, like the universe will put you in a situation, if this is the way you go, where you'll lose your job and you'll have no choice but...
yeah, and that's why this is happening for me. It happened to me during COVID. I lost my job because I didn't get the jab. I was going to buy, like, I was looking at that time, wanted to buy a house, like, started January, the 2021, wanted to buy a house, all that. And I was like, oh, house prices will go up, interest rates will go up, I'll be fucked. Didn't buy a house. If I bought a house and I didn't want to get jabbed, lost a job, would have had to sell it. All that shit would have happened. And like looking back, so grateful all of that happened. So grateful I lost my job. SO 2022, lost my license. So grateful I lost my license because it forced me to lose the job I was doing, which I was getting paid cash because of the no jab thing. Got a job with one of the boys from footy, closer to home, slept more, got paid more.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, how good that I lost my license. Unreal. Like, super grateful for it. And like, I hadn't done anything for like 3 days. Somehow I was still in my system. And I was trying to do the right thing at the time. It was obviously a gift to have tested positive.
Yeah, bro. I'm finding those, like, even during COVID, my job was essential because I was working with kids, but I just opened up a cafe with them to teach kids. So I was still working. Then obviously didn't get it, but I'm from New Zealand, so we didn't get any support.
Oh, no
And
shit.
then because I was not in my house as much, when I went into my house, that's when I knew there was mold there, because I was there so often that I got real sick.
Yeah.
And I put them together, and then, but like I said, it was wild, but now I can live without food. Like, do you know what I mean? I learned every sup that would help me thrive, and I learned a lot. So it all has its benefits, but at the time it's like pretty hard to see when you're like locked in.
Yeah, because that's when, my spiritual journey started was 2020, as it was for a lot of people, a mass awakening. And I'm going, they're all fucked. Like, the world, they're doing this to you. You're locked inside on purpose. They're all evil, blah, blah.
Imagine being sitting there like years earlier, being the only one going, where is everybody?
Yeah. I felt like that at the time anyway, because I was isolated. So all I was doing is posting shit online and having people go, you're fucking crazy. Like, what the hell are you on about? And then people start coming out of the woodwork. Because I was very critical, where people are afraid to be judged. And so I'd have a couple start replying to my stories. Oh, me too. Yeah, do you want to go to protest?
Like.
Yeah.
Hey, friends.
And I've made some good friends from that. But fuck, that was such a lonely time. And like, because you have no control of what's going on in your life, like, all your freedoms are taken from you. I was a like anxious wreck, because I was like, how could they be taking this and then no one's doing anything? But it made me want to do men's work, because the people who I was standing up with were women. I was like, where are the fucking men at? You're pussies. And for me, I felt like I was definitely more in my feminine before then, just like through growing up with my childhood of like not being heard, and like, I was just like fearful of my dad, sort of thing. So I was always like, don't show. I don't know, it was just in my feminine, like, didn't want a conflict, none of that, would never stand up for myself. I'd just be like, okay. I was like, nah, fuck that. These men are like, they're fucking doing this bullshit to us. These men are fucking pussies. All my mates, I don't want to get it, but I have to. I'm like, no, you have a fucking choice, and you chose to get it.
It's an interesting one, eh? It's an interesting one. Like, end of the day, like, it is what it is, and obviously this is your part if you got it, and that's cool. But like, for real, for those who didn't get it, it was hard, because of all the people who did get it parading around, going and making, you know what? And it almost felt like a narcissistic whole thing that happened, that I would feel weird in a group of people who didn't get it. And then we've had someone who did get it going, us talking about it like we weren't allowed. It was just such a weird time, because I worked right into a centre where they were jabbing everyone, and they'd all come for lunch in the cafe. And everyone was like, yeah, Pfizer. And I got to the point where I just went, when they were like, oh, did you get vaccinated? I'd just be like, yep. Because I did. A vaccine was like a precautionary measure taken to blah, blah, blah. Like, so I didn't lie, but I just couldn't be bothered with all their stuff. I went, yeah. I'd just be like, yeah, what do you get? And they'd go on about themselves. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But it was a wild time. And even now posting about it is like, I mean, I don't want to rub it in anyone's face. It's not for that. But I do want to like show some love for the people who didn't. Because it was rough, especially if you're an essential worker and you're still working in that space. It was brutal. Losing jobs, no money, crazy.
Yeah, it was hard. Fuck, so grateful. So many people now too are like, fuck, I wish I stayed strong like you, because again, back being vocal, people knew that I didn't. So I'd lost a lot of people. Some of them come back. Some of them, it's better to know that you're not in alignment anyway. So
for sure.
It's easy to, who to give energy to. But yeah, it's fucking hard. But I wouldn't change it. Like, fuck. There's a lot of sickness in the world at the moment. Meet a lot of people who know someone who's got some sort of condition, heart condition, or any, that doesn't seem normal. I wasn't hearing about that 5 weeks.
Long COVID.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Are you for real?
How many friends do you have that have had a bad flu this year?
No one, because no one I don't have. I've got to a point on my journey where, like, I went through the socializing, I went all that but no one, so like, even before COVID, I was already isolating. I was isolating before the awakening. When I was learning my stuff, like I was learning past and afterlife regression therapy, I was the only male. I was with like 50-plus-year-old woman. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's always been like, hello?
How do you find that as a spiritual guy? Because for me, it is hard. Like I went caught up for breakfast with a woman who's like 52 and a 40-year-old woman and me. Like we're mates.
How do I find like the dynamics of the people you align with?
Or just like as a man who wants to help men, but there's no men not no men, but there's not many men in the space. Do you find it disheartening? Do you find it lonely?
No, I don't care anymore. I have no thoughts for it.
Yeah.
I mean, all the things like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not isolated. I'm protecting my energy because I've got to do specific things that no one else will know. No one else will ever understand, but they will know about it when I've done it. And it will be after I've done it. I don't want anyone to know I've done it. They will know, but I just know that, yeah, I've kind of accepted where I am. I'm not out there trying to help or do anything. If I'm meant to do something, I'll be guided to do that. It's simple as that. And right now, I'm just kind of honoring that and following that. And told me to go online, told me that Melbourne's going to be a shit show around the end of the year and moving forward. And to just, all these things happening with these jobs where actually they're setting me up for the future, and that physical work, you got to do other stuff. And I've always known that. So finally actually doing it, it's been really empowering and it's been really powerful. Like everything has just gone beyond what I could even imagine. And I know I've only just like begun this whole thing again.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I remember talking to you about this on the Wherever You Go Audible. And we were talking about, I was asking you about, I don't know, this came up in conversation about dating, children, because living a celibate life, harnessing your own energy. And you were talking about it before, which was like no food, celibacy, Kundalini activation, and then sexual alchemy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you living a celibate life and single. It's very hard to find someone in alignment or like thinks the same. What is your take on relationships, marriage, and like what is your desire for that?
Marriage, don't do it. Marriage, don't do it. It's a contract with the government. It's not for me. Union, all about it. When it happens, if it happens. Do I miss intimacy? Of course I fucking do. Do I feel like I want to snap a lion's head one? Yeah, man. I'm like, some days are brutal, bro. Like, fuck. I train twice a day, and it's for like, mental and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm at the point where like, I'll never like looking for it doesn't, okay, I'm so far deep in it that I know there's no turning back. This is life, and this will be my life. And I'm cool with that. This is part of it. It's awesome. It's actually been the best 2 years of my life, 100%. Regardless of the ups and downs. But what I see, the way I see things is that, and this is, I'm 100% stand by this, is that if I have it, then I'm meant to have it. And if I don't, then I'm not. And I have everything that I need for whatever I'm doing right now. So if I have a partner come in, then that is time. And then that's the person that I do this part with. And if not, then I just stay doing what I'm doing and continue doing that because I have everything I need. And if that's what I'm saying, like, it's not like if I really did need it, I'd have it. The universe will give me all I need, but I mustn't. I sometimes mix it up because I want it because, we're male, like we're flesh. Yeah. But also, it's hard, bro. And on the spiritual and energetic side, like this is something probably no one would ever talk about. But when you stop, so celibacy is like, not spilling the seed at all. So you have to learn to fluctuate this energy with like yoga, breath work, and protocols that I do. But what happens is when like within the spirit realm, when they can't attack you by like porn and woman and stuff like that, they can't take your power, bro, they come for you in your dreams. Hard. And it's so hardcore. I couldn't even sleep at anyone else's house. I couldn't be near their bed. I can't wear clothing from someone else because I will feel their whole life. It's so energetically, this is why I prefer to be away from people. And because I can just, you tap straight into everything on a level that it's crazy. Like I have to watch if anyone touches the food or makes my drink. because I can feel them.
I had this dream, and I'm glad that I'm telling you it because you understand it. So people be like, that's fucking weird. Oh, like, but I was walking up a staircase, and it had been a long time without spilling anything. But there was these women on the stairs, and they were like trying to pull me down. And I wasn't walking alone. I was walking with my mum up the stairs. So, interpreting dreams, your mum isn't like your actual mum. It's like your divine mother, divine Kundalini, whatever. And yeah, I'm walking up the stairs, but all these women, and it was like black and red, like flame sort of thing.
Lusty as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to pull me, they were trying to pull me down. And I just remember like, and just trying to go up. Yeah, walking up the stairs. I don't know, I can't remember much else, but that's where I was going. I was walking upstairs hand in hand with my mum, with my divine mother, while these beautiful, gorgeous, sexy, lusty women were trying to pull me down. It's crazy. And yeah, as you like you said, you can avoid it as much as you want. Close your eyes. But it'll come for you internally, yeah.
You can prep for it. You can like energetically lock it down if it gets to that point. But honestly, fluctuating your sexual energy and utilizing it, which is why I am creating like 1 trillion things right now. And that's utilizing my time as well. But if I'm not, that turns into destruction. Like that's one thing that people who do this, I'm not sure who else is doing this, but they don't talk about that. If you don't use this energy to create and something aligned, it turns into destruction, which is pretty much the 10 years before I got into all this, because everything I was doing was just like destruction. If I'm not creating, I'm destroying. Talk about yeah, opposites. But I have noticed that, like if I'm not in alignment, I'll just start seeking pleasure, whether it be from doom scrolling or whatever, and then it just goes downhill. So yeah, sexual energy is powerful. And like I said, 3 factors that I definitely stand by, and that's cleaning your body with some type of fasting, breath work to circulate and regulate that energy, and then the understanding and awareness of the energy itself and its power. Well, those 3, that's what I call Dragon Alchemy. And when you get into the work of dragons, you will truly understand that all the stigma behind dragons was put there so that we were like, they're these fire breathing. No, they're massive creative and destroying forces, just like was what's in us. It's our, to me, dragon energy is our potential at its most high. And the more pure you are, the more you can tap into, because you're in an open channel for the divine. That's what I look at when people are like, oh, dragons this, dragons that. No, bro. We might think of dragons as they're forces, just like God is a force. They weren't gods of, people talk about the God of the sea and all this. No, they were forces. They were divine, like consciousnesses that govern these parts.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We started wrapping it up because our battery's nearly going to die. But we spoke on the phone and you said something you want to put out, it's a year away, like this stuff you're building. You said we wanted to talk about it. So
I'll talk about what's coming up. So over the next year, like last year I filmed a documentary that houses all this experience, this internal sexual alchemy, my journey with it, a promise that I made with the pyramids after communicating with them, to go into celibacy, and film that whole journey for Egypt, coming into not eating, creating a new system to do with frequency, to be able to thrive without food is something that I'm working on. Building a model that's, that everyone can use eventually, and working within that space. So yeah, but like with all things, I don't really make the calls. I might think I do sometimes, and that's when I probably get blocked. But it will all happen when it happens, and it will happen when it have like the right timing. It just is. Be over the next few years looking at just working on some of that sort of stuff. This year's a big year in regards to the up and coming solstice. Really want to like boycott Christmas for sure, 100%. When it gets closer to the solstice, I explain more and more out there via like social media about it, because it's powerful. And I've been told that this particular solstice in our lifetime, for the majority of people, this will be the most powerful time. On that moment, the seed will be planted for the future generations to come. We'll flip everything on that within that space. And I do work, well, I'm a messenger that works with the land wherever I'm put. And in saying that, like back in the day, indigenous or natives would caretakers of the land, right? And they would look after the land by their connection to the land itself or through ceremony and ritual. It's not being done anymore. And part of what I do is getting into back to myself by being clean and being able to honor specific spaces. And I get put in these spaces, and one of them is to do with the solstice. It's the main part of what I do every year. Last year was huge for me in regards to that, going through Egypt and coming back here. But this year will be the biggest. So if you are watching this, the 25th to the 12th, 25, put the drinks down, put the drugs down just for one day.
Not forever, like up to you.
Yeah, do what you want, but just for that one day.
Yeah.
Focus on your family, time, your presence, give it back to the land, everything, and yourself, and just celebrate everything that they are distracting you from. Like, it's not about gifts. It's not about this and that. That's to distract you. But on that day, there's a powerful energy that's just waiting there for you to just go, yep. It's as simple as that.
As A$AP Rocky said, presence is a present. You know, like you said, give them your presence.
Every day.
CE, not TS.
As the turtle of Kung Fu Panda says, every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that's another full circle moment from the start. It's like, we just want to be kids.
It's all, yeah, man. Like, besides everything we've said, like, end of the day, just remember that we're here to, like, be joyous, have fun, and remember, like, this stuff. And if you're going through spiritual stuff, like, it gets wild. Like, we talked about some stuff, and it gets wild, and it gets this, and it gets that. There's a lot of separation and divide. But at the end of the day, just be kind. That's what I say at the end of every, like, anything I do, whether it be, like, through the channels that I speak on. I say, forget everything I've said today, and if you can do anything moving forward, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, speak kind words to yourself, and it's just a natural byproduct that you'll be kind to other people.
Yeah. And talk about, like, manifestation. The words are magic. It's spelling. So
that's a whole other podcast, man. The English language is like a poison inverted language. God, it's so bad.
Yeah. So be careful what you say, and say it with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anything else you feel the need to let the people know?
Just remember that, like, besides being kind, honestly, like, nothing really matters. Just have fun. At the end of the day, everything's going to happen anyway. It's already happened. Try to have as much fun as you can, be as nice as you can to other people, and don't take things too seriously, because they can be getting, and they will get very serious, it'll seem. But just, being kind is just the biggest thing you can do at the end of the day. If you did that, you wouldn't have to do anything else. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But moving forward, it'll be cool to check in, and whenever it might be, a year, 6 months, to see what actually happens. Because as much as I want to share, I can only share so much about going in, shifting into not having food, and how I do it specifically, because it's wild, even for myself. It took months for me to even comprehend this and then utilize it and do it. So it'd be cool to tap back in and check on that. And who knows, the documentary might be up. And depending on where it gets, like, when or where it will be launched, it'd be cool to, like, invite you down, because I'm going to do it live for the first one. Yeah. And it will be somewhere. But it'd be cool to, check back in, because this is kind of a just come out of a 5-month hole. A hole of learning. And it's all guns blazing for the next 5 years solid. Minimum.
Phoenix arising from the ashes.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You wait till you see the documentary. There's actually a physical part on there. Like, this might sound wild to people, and you'll probably be like, this guy's off his head. But when you see, if you know about dragons, they can be pulled into this realm with someone that's connected enough with themselves internally. and it almost happened last year.
Damn.
Yeah. And I caught some really cool stuff physically on camera, which is all in line with everything I've spoken about today: internal alchemy, Kundalini, everything, Phoenix rising, everything. So yeah, looking forward to sharing more and just enjoying it.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely run it back. Not if, but when, for sure. In the meantime, where can people find you to follow along?
If you want to find me, Dragon Alchemy on TikTok mainly, because it's just a platform that's, for me, it's better exposure around the world. I would say TikTok, pretty much. Find me on TikTok, Dragon Alchemy. I facilitate, coach past and afterlife regression therapy, and I utilize fasting, Kundalini yoga, and sexual alchemy, or just the awareness of the three. And I do a thing called Dragon Alchemy, which is ultimately what all Yeshua, all that did. Pretty much just ancient things that work. And I feel like we could all implement them, even if it's just with awareness in everyday life. So you can tune in. I really enjoy it there. It's fun. Come have a chat, whatever.
Yeah, you said you do lives. You can get involved. We can ask some questions.
Yeah, handy.
Yeah.
We jump on. Like, that's what I'm there for. There are rules. Like, for example, rule number 1, we don't talk about astrology. If you come in there saying you're an Aries or a Libra, we don't do that. You are the zodiac. Stuff like that. I have rules that will govern how, like a more of an expanded perspective, to help everyone in the space, so we don't have to deal with little things. But yeah, it's fun.
It's funny that, because we talked about, we are one. We've all chosen these vessels this time. So to say that you identify with one of them, it's like, yeah, for this body. But the last one, you're the other one. Oh, no, I'm this because I'm a Taurus. I was like, okay, but like before you chose that body, you were a Virgo or something. It's like, and also some people just use that as a pass. Like, I'm being a cunt because I'm a Gemini. It's like, no, like,
you're a cunt.
Yeah.
It's ultimately when you identify with anything, it pigeonholes you from everything.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't say, oh, I'm stuck this way because of the time I was born. Like, no, you can change if you want. Like, don't let that.
You're a cunt.
You're a cunt.
It's been nice, man.
Yeah. It's not hard. It's free. So, yeah.